Hi there everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Clarissa and I put out new pick a card readings every week. This week's video is a little bit different, as you can tell, and I'm sure as you can tell from the rest of my tarot videos. I really wanted to kind of create like a nice little chill ambiance for us tonight for this reading. So as you can tell, like, this isn't a pick a card reading like normal. This is a reading that's meant for you to listen to if you're feeling lost, if you're feeling defeated, if you're feeling stuck, like you don't know what your next move should be, and overall just feeling down, you know, not feeling good about yourself. And I really wanted to do this reading to kind of help lift you up and also, you know, give you a little bit of clarity maybe on your situation, or even just allow you to feel seen, because I know that can be a big piece of it a lot of the time, is we feel like we're kind of suffering in silence. So I want to be the one that sees you today. So we're doing the reading by candlelight, so you may not be able to see the cards as well as you normally can. But really, this is more meant for you to listen. So, you know, you could do something else while you're listening to this, or you could be using this to put you to sleep. I don't care. Whatever works for you is totally fine. But I do want to give a shout out to Tarot and Chill. I believe her name is Nisha. She already kind of does this here in the YouTube space. Like, this is kind of her niche. So I did want to give her a shout out because I came across her videos and I was kind of inspired by like how relaxed and chill and like the vibes of her videos. So I really wanted to incorporate that with my reading here today. So let's go ahead and get into it, guys. I do have oracle cards already shuffled out because I didn't want to spend the whole time on camera shuffling, but we'll just read one of the oracle cards here and then we'll go ahead and shuffle your tarot cards on camera. And then at the end of this, after we've done your tarot and the rest of your oracle, I do want to do a book divination for you guys from Sincerely by F.S. Yusuf, okay? So let's go ahead and read this card here. You may not be able to see it very well. I'm going to bring it closer to me so I can read it. It says, resourcefulness. Everything you need is already within you. Don't doubt it, my love. You are more capable, more equipped, more looked after than you can ever imagine. What would you do today, right now, in this very moment, if you knew you could only succeed? There is no such thing as failure, dear one. You can only grow. You can only redirect. So forget about failure and ask yourself instead, how can you appreciate even more this resourceful being that you are? I'm going to let that speak for itself. Let's go ahead and get into your tarot cards here, guys. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle your cards and see what comes up. Like I said, I have your other oracle cards shuffled. You know, I think that ultimately, I said, you know, I'm going to let the card speak for itself, but ultimately, I feel like Spirit just wants you to remember just how capable you are, and that it's okay that we feel stuck, we feel maybe a little defeated, we feel deflated even. But the thing is that you are resourceful and you have the ability to come out of that. You have the ability to make the changes that you need to for yourself. And ultimately, you know, you have the ability to pursue new opportunities for yourself, even if you are afraid of failing and falling down. And the thing is overall, you guys, we have to understand that just like the card says, this one kind of flew out here. I got a lot that did actually. I'm gonna stick those back in because they just kind of fell out there when I was shuffling. But anyway, all of us have the ability to not look at things as if we're failing, right? Because I don't truthfully think that you fail at anything. I think that Spirit also is saying that you know, the only way you fail is by not trying. if you try and it doesn't go the way that you were hoping that it would, that doesn't make you a failure. That just means that maybe the timing wasn't right. Maybe you were supposed to be doing something else and it was like divine redirection. There are always reasons for why things don't work out exactly the way we want them to. And it's okay that they don't always work out that way, okay? So just keep that in mind. So right now, with your tarot cards here, I'm just wanting any more information that Spirit has for you in regard to like what you currently need to know, okay? I'm liking these cards so far. I'm gonna go ahead and just get one more here so we can kind of fit it in our little square shape we got going on here with the candles. And then I'll tell you what you got here in a moment. I'm gonna do one more big shuffle and then we'll just go from there, y'all. All right, got the Hanged Man too. Okay, very interesting. All right, so you can't see it very well. You've got the Six of Pentacles, you've got the Fool, you've got the Emperor, and you've got the Hanged Man. So with the Six of Pentacles, I feel like Spirit is reminding you that, again, what we put into the world, the energy that we give off is what we're going to get back in return. So if you're sitting in this space of, I don't want to try anything else, I don't want to fail at anything else, it's kind of like if you're sitting in this like lack mentality mindset of, well, that could never happen for me, or I could never be successful at that, or whatever it may be. You're only hurting yourself. You're only blocking what could be coming in for you. And like I said, and like Spirit has said here too, you need to tap into the most resourceful side of yourself. Because again, you can be knocked down a million times, but how many times are you gonna get back up? If you're knocked down 100 times, get back up 101 times. Dust yourself off and continue doing what you're doing. Things will fall into place for you the way that they're meant to, at the time that they're meant to. And I know that's really fucking hard to hear, okay? I'm somebody that hates hearing that sometimes. And so if you're mad at me right now for saying that to you, I totally get it, all right? I understand. The thing is, though, is that it's the truth, right? And sometimes things don't work out when we want them to because they're not meant to, and that's okay. But just know that Spirit is saying here that you will get out of you will reap what you sow. So you will get out of something what you put into it. So if you're not willing to put in any effort or anything into what you're wanting, you're not going to get anywhere with it, because, you can have the dreams, you can have the dream journal, the vision board, the whatever, but if you don't put some sort of effort into it, if you don't put some sort of energy behind it, you can't receive anything back from it. It's the idea of reciprocity. So please keep that in mind, you guys. With the Fool coming out, I feel like this is Spirit's reminder that it's okay to kind of jump into things and just go after what you really want. Obviously, like with it being up right here, we do need to take some precautionary measures. We shouldn't just like invest $1 million into something tomorrow. We can take some time to be calculated about our steps, but this is your time to pursue the things that you're really wanting out of life. This is your time to go after those dreams that you may think are too big. This is your time to do those things, okay? And a lot of you may be feeling stuck because, again, you're so afraid of failing that you are literally frozen in time. It's like you're not making any more steps forward. You're not necessarily taking any steps back. You're just in this position because you're afraid of what the next steps may hold, and Spirit's saying to go for it, to go after what you want. And with the Emperor coming out here as well, you know, the Emperor is represented, well, Aries is represented by the Emperor in the tarot. And Aries is the go-getter. Aries is the innovator. Aries is the headstrong child that goes after what they want. And Aries is calculated though. When Aries is at their best, they don't act super impulsively. They do think about things. They're calculated. We have to remember that Aries rules, or Mars, excuse me, Mars rules Aries, right? So Aries is a sign that is ruled by Mars as well as Scorpio. And the thing is that Mars has this energy of patience, this energy of striking at just the right time. And so when you're in the Emperor energy, when you're really embracing that energy and you're really grounded in it, you're not going to act and like throw caution to the wind. You're not going to be overly I don't want to say spontaneous, because I think spontaneity is a good thing. You're not going to be careless with your decisions. You're going to have thought them through and you're going to make a good, sound decision. The thing is, I feel like a lot of you have already done this. You've been sitting in this decision for a while and you're currently in this mode of inaction. And that's okay. It's all right to sit there for a while and, you know, ponder over things, think things through. I'm not saying you have to go and act on something recklessly tomorrow. But I am saying that you do have to strike at some time. You have to go after what you're wanting at some point in time. But it is okay to sit there and contemplate for a while and think things through and be strategic and really kind of look at when would be the best time for me to go after this. Now that doesn't mean to sit there forever and be like, well, the timing's not right, because the timing may not always be or ever be perfectly right for you to strike and go after what you want. But I also get this feeling here with the Hanged Man coming up that for some of you, you are needing to sit in this energy for a while and you're needing to be patient and you're needing to, you know, really, like I said earlier, embody the Emperor when he is at his best. And when he's at his best, he's calculated. He waits until it's the right time and then he strikes. And then he goes after what he wants. He doesn't do it and like recklessly. He doesn't abandon his post, doesn't abandon what he knows. But, you know, he is thinking about it and he is, you know, taking some actionable steps towards what he wants. Small little baby steps while he waits for that moment to really go after things, okay? So I think overall, you know, ultimately, Spirit's saying that you do need to have some level of action. You do need to go after what you want. And I feel like for a lot of you, you've been stuck for such a long time because you're so afraid of failing. You're so afraid of things not working out the way that you had envisioned them to, because perhaps you've been in this situation before where things didn't work out exactly as planned. And I'm not a religious person. I think I've made that clear in these videos previously. I will get into that in a story in another day and another time. But I do agree with that saying that I hear people say all the time, it's you make plans and God laughs. And I think that that's the most true thing of anything. You make plans and the universe laughs. You make plans and God laughs. You make plans and whatever deity or goddess or whatever it is that you believe in laughs, because things don't always work out the way that we plan them to, and that's okay. All right? So let go of that piece of control where you think that things have to go exactly perfectly, you know, from A to B, because they may not, and that's okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of your oracle cards here, guys. So for these next set of oracle cards here, this is from the Sacred Self-Care Oracle deck. And I was really wanting to get some messages from Spirit as to how you can care for yourself in this time, how you can show yourself love and be kind and gentle with yourself during this time of feeling lost and feeling stuck and feeling confused and deflated, okay? So for you guys, we've got flow like water, and we've got spend time with animals, okay? So I think it's interesting here, you guys, because both of these are, for me anyway, I'm seeing the spend time with animals as being, you being outdoors, as well as flow like water. And maybe some of you need to spend some more time outside. Maybe some of you need to spend more time next to bodies of water for that tranquility, for the calmness that the water can bring. And for some of you as well, especially if you're a water sign, and especially if you're a water rising, I heard this a really long time ago, and it's one thing that really has rung true for me in my own life. If you have a water rising sign, nothing heals you and refreshes you the way that water does. I'm a Pisces rising. I can attest to that 1,000%. I always feel exponentially better when I've taken a shower, when I've swam, when I have taken a long hot bath. There's nothing that rejuvenates me more. And for some of you, that may be the case as well. Maybe water is really rejuvenating for you. And it's very important for you to be next to a body of water, to swim, to allow yourself to flow. And I think that for a lot of you as well, it is getting into this flow state of, again, doing the things that you need to do, taking the actionable steps that you need to, but not getting in your own way, not, overdoing or overacting or pushing things to be something that they're not meant to be, okay? Stop getting in your own way and let the universe work for you. Let the universe work its magic for you, okay? You do the things that you can control on your end and do them as slowly as you need to. You don't have to rush through everything. Trust me, things aren't going to happen in the exact timing that you're wanting to anyway. So take things as slowly as you need to, but make sure that you're taking small steps, because those are the things that really get us somewhere, right? I also heard, and I'm feeling like some of you may need to hear this. I heard somebody talking about this the other day in a TikTok. There's this person that I follow that I really like her. I'm drawn to people that are able to give words of wisdom, pieces of advice. And like I had mentioned, I'm a Pisces rising. And so my descending sign is in Virgo. And it's an area that I struggle with, to be as organized and as on top of things as Virgo is. Virgo is very strategic. Virgo understands the importance of taking small actionable steps towards things. And this person that I follow is, believe it or not, a Virgo. And she was talking about how she follows a 5-minute rule when she's trying to implement something new into her life. So if she's wanting to read every day, she would first start off reading 5 minutes every day. Then maybe the next month she'll bump it up to 10. Then maybe the next month it's 20, then 30. Then before you know it, she's reading an hour a day. And she said that she's done this with basically everything in her life, fitness, with eating, eating cleaner, better for herself, with everything. And, it just takes small actionable steps every single day. You don't have to make leaps and bounds in one day if that's not something you can manage. You have to do what works for you, and know that ultimately by you putting energy towards something, by you incorporating something and really trying to make a change or trying to go after your dreams, you will come into them without you even realizing it, because they'll just become a part of who you are. And I think that's what's really important for some of you guys to hear. Just allow yourself to flow and forgive yourself if you fall off and you're not perfect, because nobody's freaking perfect. Don't beat yourself up for not being perfect. I think a lot of you need to hear that right now. Do not beat yourself up for not being perfect. It's okay. None of us are. Nobody's perfect. Sometimes we fall off, but again, are you going to get back up? That's what's important. Get yourself back up. And again, spending time with animals. Animals just provide us with so much more insight than I think people realize, especially if you're not somebody that has animals of your own. I learn from my animals every single day. And it may not even be stuff that I'm consciously aware of in the moment, but animals have a lot to teach us, and they have such a calming presence for us. And I really feel like animals allow us to be present. And I think for a lot of you, you need to be present, and you just need to get through the motions of now and not worry so much about what happened to you in the past and what's going to happen in the future, because all you truly have is right now, okay? Let's go ahead and look at the rest of your oracle cards here. Well, we'll do another 2 and then another 2. So we also have for you yin, and we have here and now. Okay, literally just got done talking about here and now. You probably can't see it too well, but in the here and now card, we have this young lady on what looks like an egg with a door on it. I don't know. It's cool, but I'm just not good at describing it. And then we have a sign showing the past and a sign leading to the future. And really, you have to be present right now, guys. You have to, again, take your actionable steps right now. It's great that you have all these plans for the future and you can envision what your life will be like once you accomplish whatever it is you're wanting to accomplish. But we have to stay present and grounded in now. What steps can we take right now to help us become the future self that we're wanting to become? How can we take actionable steps and incorporate habits now that we will want our future self to have? So really, it's being present in now, and also just appreciating the journey that you go on. I mean, literally with the Fool here, this is all about the journey. It's all about enjoying and enjoying what we'll learn along the way when we embark on this journey, when we embark on this adventure. Because, that's what's important, is what are we going to learn? What are we going to learn and be able to take with us? Again, going back to the very first card here about how failure doesn't even really exist, because we get the opportunity to learn from the mistakes we may make, or from the bumps in the road, or from the issues that we encounter. We don't fail. We learn and we grow and we get back up and we try again. And there's nothing wrong with that. And with yin here, I almost forgot to touch on it completely, but I think it's very fitting that it's above the flow like water card. Okay, because yin is all about feminine energy. It's about being able to let what's meant to come to you come, and releasing the things that aren't meant to be yours, not trying to hold on to things so tightly. Allow what's meant to come to you to flow to you. Again, we've got it over the 6 of Pentacles as well, right? Which is all about reciprocity. It's all about what you give is what you get, right? So allow that to just kind of be, and know that the universe has your back. Know that spirit has your back. Know that the things that are meant to happen for you will. And trust that if it's not meant to be for you, you will be divinely redirected elsewhere, to a place that is meant for you, to something that is meant for you. Don't try and force things so much. Just allow things to flow to you that are meant to, okay? Because trust me, it's a lot more painful when you try to force things and they don't work out, and you continue to try to force them, even though they're not meant to work out at this time, okay? So just don't do that. We'll go ahead and take a look at your last 2 cards here, guys, and then we'll do the book divination. So we have take a break, a life's work, not a season, get off the treadmill. I like that. I'm going to talk about that here in a second. And finally, we have share your voice, come out of a cave, persecution, expression. So first off, guys, with take a break, I really think that this is Spirit's way of reaffirming for you to get into flow state, for you to stop trying to force things that aren't meant to happen, okay? Because again, this is really about you understanding that, things may not always work out the way we want them to, and we don't have to grind and push and think that if we work 16 hours instead of 4 that it's going to get us anywhere other than being burnt out, right? It's really important for you guys to not burn yourself out, to not burn out your spark, to not burn out who you are, to not allow this state that you're currently in, because it will change. You won't always feel lost. You won't always feel deflated, defeated, stuck. Okay, I promise you won't always feel like that. It's important for us to not burn ourselves out while we're coming out of that. It's okay to be gentle with yourself. It's okay to recognize that you may need more rest. It's okay to take small, actionable steps every day and not try and push the envelope and get a week's worth of work done in one day. You don't have to do that, okay? I promise you. It will be much more rewarding and enjoyable if you do it slowly, if you build up slowly, if you accomplish what you want over a period of time with a slow burn. And it will allow you to remain passionate about the things that you really love and enjoy, without burning out and then, giving up that passion or that enjoyment because you worked so hard, you worked yourself to death with it, that the idea of it just, you can't even deal with, okay? So don't do that to yourself. And then with share your voice here, obviously share your voice, talk to other people, spend time with other people, spend time with yourself. But also, to me, this really speaks about sharing the voice of your soul, right? Sharing who your soul is and sharing that deep inner voice, that deep inner part of you that longs to be shared and expressed in the world. That part of you that may be masked currently by the different pressures of society and what other people have wanted you to be. So allow yourself to speak from the deepest part of you. Allow yourself to be as authentic as you can be. And honestly, that's going to advance you farther than anything else will, because people can see authenticity. They know when somebody is being authentic with them. And that is going to get you leaps and bounds farther than anything else will, I promise you. Be yourself. That's all that matters. Really, really, truly allow yourself to be yourself and be seen as who you really are. Okay, so I think that's it for the reading portion, guys. Let's go ahead and take a look at your book divination here. So we'll just see what last messages we can get from Spirit. Again, this is coming from Sincerely by F.S. Youssef. I like to just kind of loose up the pages here. Okay, let's see what we've got. We've got Kiln. Out of the ash from the fire we made comes our stronger chains. Something we let's start over. It says Kiln. Out of the ash from the fire we made comes out stronger chains. Something we forged together from the heat we created, gaining more strength in our love than we ever had on our own. I'll read the other one too. We have Wavelength. It says we move at the same time, limb by limb, and make sure that both of us are on the same page before moving even further. Okay, I have some messages for these. So with Kiln here, I think that, again, this is kind of talking about Phoenix energy, right? This is about perhaps you fell down, perhaps things didn't work out the way you wanted them to, and your fire burns out, and all that's remaining is ash, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. How are we going to restart our fire? How are we going to pull ourselves back up again and create something better and stronger than what we had previously? Maybe there were flaws with the way we were doing things. Maybe we learned something, which I hope that you would learn something along the way from your mistakes, from the things that you didn't do the way you wanted to, or maybe you didn't give your full effort into. This is about rebuilding. This is about ashes to ashes, dust to dust, rising from the ashes, you know? This is about literally being the phoenix and being able to rise from the ashes as something better than what you were before, okay? And then with wavelength here, I really feel like this is your soul speaking, guys. It says we move at the same time, limb by limb, and make sure that both of us are on the same page, moving even further. So it's like you being on the same wavelength as your soul, as your higher self, right? And not ignoring those hits of intuition, those feelings that you have about, should I do this project? Is this really for me? Really listening to yourself, again, tapping into your voice, being able to say what's on your mind and being able to hear it as well, being able to really hear what your soul is wanting. And that is going to be what moves you forward the fastest, you guys, okay? So I hope that this was helpful. I hope that you enjoyed this. I know this is quite different than what I usually do, but it's just something that I was really wanting to try out. So I hope that you enjoyed it, guys. If you did and this resonated with you, please leave me a comment down below. Give this video a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I do put out new pick a card readings once a week, and we should be back to our regular scheduled programming next week. But thank you so much for joining me. I love you. I'm sending you all of the best. And I hope that you get out of this state sooner rather than later. Anyway, wishing you all the best, guys. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope to see you in the readings next week. Thank you. Bye.